The war started without a warning.
The war started without a warning. One morning, the skies above Earth turned silver, filled with ships that glowed like living stars. People ran to their windows thinking it was another satellite launch or a strange light show. But when the first beam struck the Pacific Ocean, the truth became clear. Earth was under attack. No one knew who they were. The aliens didn't send a message, didn't demand surrender, didn't explain their purpose. Cities lost power. Communication went silent. Satellites were gone within hours. But humanity was not ready to die quietly. Every nation, every army, even civilians fought back. They called it the Day of Resistance. Among those who stood up was Captain Aaron Miles, a combat medic stationed in orbit aboard a defense ship called the Horizon. He wasn't a soldier built for glory. He was there to save lives, not take them. When the attack began, the Horizon was hit hard. Alarms screamed, metal groaned, and fire filled the corridors. Aaron dragged wounded soldiers through smoke, patching up burns and sealing air leaks with his bare hands. But when the second wave came, something strange happened. Instead of finishing off the humans, one alien ship drifted closer, damaged and unstable. It wasn't attacking, it was falling apart. The sensors detected survivors inside, alien life forms trapped in their failing vessel. Command wanted to destroy it before it crashed into the Horizon. But Aaron couldn't do it. He couldn't bring himself to kill the wounded even if they were the enemy. He shouted through the comms, "They're not attacking anymore. They're dying. Let me help them." There was silence on the channel. Then his captain said coldly, "You have 5 minutes, Miles. Get in and get out." Aaron suited up, grabbed his medical pack, and launched himself across the wreckage into the alien ship. Inside, everything pulsed with light and sound. Walls that looked alive, breathing softly like skin. He moved through the corridors carefully, hearing faint cries, weak and childlike. When he reached the central chamber, he froze. There, lying among the wreckage, was a small alien girl. Her skin shimmered pale blue, almost transparent, and her eyes glowed faintly like tiny stars. She was struggling to breathe. Aaron knelt beside her, scanning her vitals. Her body was losing oxygen fast, and her blood, whatever kind it was spilling from a deep wound near her shoulder. He pressed his hand to her pulse and realized something strange. Her blood chemistry was close to human. Not identical, but similar enough to recognize. He spoke softly, "You're going to be okay. Just hold on." The alien girl blinked slowly, her gaze full of fear and confusion. She tried to speak, but her voice was soft, musical, and he couldn't understand. Still, he could feel her pleading for help. Aaron's oxygen timer beeped. He had 3 minutes left. He activated his translator and whispered, "I'm here to help. You'll be fine." The translator crackled. A faint robotic voice repeated her weak words. "Need. Life. Blood." Aaron's heart stopped. Blood. She needed blood. Without thinking, he hooked his arm to a transfusion tube from his kit. The system wasn't made for aliens, but he calibrated it fast, praying it wouldn't kill her, or him. The machine beeped, and his blood began to flow into her. For a moment, nothing happened. Then her breathing steadied. The glow in her veins brightened, spreading through her body like liquid light. The walls around them seemed to react, pulsing gently in rhythm with her heartbeat. Aaron felt his strength fade. The transfer drained him fast, but he didn't stop. Not until she opened her eyes fully and looked at him, not as an enemy, but as someone who had saved her. When rescue teams arrived, they found Aaron unconscious beside her. The alien child was alive, wrapped in a cocoon of light that shielded both of them from harm. No one could explain it. No one dared to. They were brought aboard the Horizon, kept under heavy guard. The alien girl was taken to the med bay, and Aaron was kept under observation. Doctors ran tests for hours, but something strange began happening in his body. His blood cells had changed slightly, carrying faint traces of alien DNA. When he woke up, the first thing he asked was, "Is she alive?" The nurse nodded. "Yes, she's stable, but you should know something. Her mother is coming." Aaron frowned. "Her mother?" The nurse's voice trembled. "She's the one leading their fleet." The ship's lights dimmed. Outside, through the viewport, something massive moved across the stars. An alien warship larger than any human city. and it was coming straight for them. The horizon floated in silence above Earth's orbit, its hull cracked and scarred from battle. Inside, the crew whispered nervously as alarms flashed red across the command deck. Every radar screen showed the same impossible thing: a colossal alien warship approaching slowly, like a silent moon drawing near. The alien girl Aaron had saved was still in the medical bay, resting under soft blue lights. Her body healed fast, faster than any human could. Yet she remained weak, often whispering in her sleep, calling a name no one understood. Aaron stood beside her bed, watching the small chest rise and fall. The faint glow from her veins made the whole room shimmer. It was beautiful and strange. He couldn't explain why, but he felt connected to her, like something deep inside his blood now belonged to her world too. The door hissed open. Commander Reese stepped in, her face tight and cold. "She's awake?" she asked. Aaron nodded. "Barely. She keeps asking for her mother." Reese sighed. "That's what worries me. Because her mother, if that's what's in that ship, just sent us a message." Aaron turned sharply. "A message?" "Yes," the commander said, sliding a small data pad into his hand. "It's not words. It's a signal." But the AI translator caught one phrase: "Return my child." Aaron looked at the screen. The symbols pulsed like living light, glowing and fading like breathing patterns. "Return my child," he repeated softly. "She doesn't want war. She just wants her daughter back." "Maybe," Reese said, her voice low. "Or maybe this is how they negotiate. Through fear." Outside, the massive alien ship stopped a few kilometers away, its surface covered in silver armor that seemed to flow like liquid. Then a beam of blue light shot from its center, forming a glowing bridge between the two ships. Everyone froze. Aaron whispered, "She's coming," and she did. The airlock opened slowly, and out of the light stepped a tall figure. Her skin glowed faintly, the same shade of blue as her child's, but her eyes burned with the brightness of twin suns. She moved with grace, her long hair flowing like water in zero gravity. Every soldier aimed their weapons, but she didn't flinch. Aaron felt something in his chest tighten. He could sense her emotions even without words: pain, fear, and a fierce protective love. The commander raised her voice. "Identify yourself." The alien mother turned her gaze toward her. And though she didn't speak in human language, every person on the deck heard her inside their minds, a calm but powerful voice. "My name is Sarai. My daughter breathes because of one of you. I come not for war, but for him." She pointed directly at Aaron. The crew stepped back in shock. Aaron stood frozen, feeling every pair of eyes on him. "Me?" he said quietly. Sarai walked closer.
"Your blood
"Now flows in my child's veins. Our lives are bound. You carry part of us, and she carries part of you." Reese tried to interrupt. "He's a human medic." He only did what was necessary, but Sarai ignored her. She looked only at Aaron. "You saved her life, and by our law, by our bond, that act cannot be broken. You are chosen," Aaron blinked. "Chosen for what?" Sarai's expression softened, almost sorrowful. "To stand beside us, to carry forward what you have started. My kind believes that life shared must never be left incomplete." Aaron didn't fully understand, but his gut told him. She wasn't just thanking him. She was offering something deeper. Before he could respond, the little alien girl stirred in her bed. Her eyes fluttered open, glowing softly as she reached out toward her mother. Sarai rushed to her side, kneeling and touching her forehead gently. "Sleep, my child," she whispered in her native tongue. The girl smiled weakly. "Mother, he helped me." Sarai turned to Aaron again. "You gave her blood when none of us could. You risked your life for one, not your own. Humans speak of sacrifice, and now you will learn what it means among my people." Aaron stepped back slightly. "I didn't do it for anything in return. I just couldn't let her die." Sarai's voice grew quiet but firm. "And then you are unlike most of your kind. That is why I ask, not as a queen, not as a soldier, but as a mother, come with us." "You have a place among the stars now?" the commander shouted. "That's not possible." "He's under Earth command." Sarai's gaze hardened. "Then Earth must understand. If he stays, our peace ends." The room filled with silence. No one moved. The weight of her words pressed against every heart. Aaron stared at the alien mother, then at the small girl resting peacefully. Part of him wanted to stay, but another part whispered something he didn't yet understand. that this was only the beginning of something much greater. Outside the viewport, the stars burned brighter. The alien ship began to hum as if alive and waiting for an answer, and deep in his chest, Aaron felt the faint echo of another heartbeat, not his own, but the rhythm of something alien, calling him beyond the sky. The ship was silent after Sarai's words. No one dared to speak. Her presence filled the air like a living storm, powerful, calm, and impossible to ignore. Aaron stood frozen, his thoughts spinning. He had never imagined his choice to save a dying child could lead to this, standing before an alien queen who wanted to take him away from his own world. Commander Reese finally broke the silence. "We need to discuss this privately," she said firmly, motioning to the guards, but Sarai's golden eyes narrowed. "There is nothing to discuss. His blood is already one with ours. His destiny is tied." The commander clenched her jaw. "We don't believe in destiny. He's human, and he belongs on this ship." Sarai's voice was like soft thunder. "He belongs where his heart has already gone." Aaron felt his pulse quicken. "Wait, please," he said, stepping between them. "You both need to stop. Nobody owns me. I just want to understand what's happening." Sarai turned to him and her expression softened. "Your blood carries a pattern now. When you gave life to my child, something ancient awakened. A connection between our species that has never happened before." Aaron frowned. "What kind of connection?" She raised her hand slightly and a faint light appeared between her fingers. A holographic shape, spinning slowly like a crystal filled with stars. "This is your blood sample," she said. "It is changing. It carries resonance and the same as ours. You could breathe our air, survive our radiation, even speak through our neural frequencies. Your body is adapting. To us." He stared at the light, stunned. "You mean, I'm becoming like you?" "In a way," she said softly. "The bond was meant to save her, but it is rewriting both of you. My daughter shares your essence now. That is why I came. You are both incomplete without the other." Aaron looked down, unsure what to feel, and fear, wonder, or something else entirely. The alien girl had called him her life brother earlier in a dreamlike voice. Maybe this was what she meant. Commander Reese stepped forward again, her voice sharp. "You're not taking him anywhere. This is Earth territory, and we'll defend it if we must." The air around Sarai shimmered as faint lights danced along her armor. "Then defend it," she said coldly. "But if one drop of his blood is spilled again, this planet will never see peace." The tension snapped like wire. Soldiers raised their weapons. Sarai's eyes glowed brighter. Aaron shouted, "Stop! Both of you." He moved between them again, breathing heavily. "You're making this worse. There doesn't need to be a war, please." For a long moment, no one moved. Then Sarai slowly raised her hand and the energy around her faded. She looked at Aaron with sadness. "You speak peace even when your kind aims guns. That is why you are different." The commander lowered her weapon slightly. "We'll contact Earth Command," she said. "But you stay where we can see you." Sarai nodded. "I will wait, but not for long." She turned and walked back toward the glowing bridge of light. Before she entered it, she stopped and looked over her shoulder. "Your heart will show you the truth. Aaron Miles, do not ignore it." And then she was gone, her body dissolving into light as the bridge retracted and the alien ship drifted silently away. The Horizon's crew exhaled as if waking from a dream. The commander ordered everyone back to stations, but the tension in the air remained. Hours later, Aaron sat alone in the medbay beside the sleeping alien girl. The lights were dim, the room quiet except for the soft hum of machines. He whispered, "Why me?" The girl stirred in her sleep, her small hand glowing faintly. Her lips moved, barely audible. "Because you cared." Aaron froze. He wasn't sure if she was dreaming or speaking to him directly. But deep down, something in him responded, a faint pulse in his veins that matched her heartbeat. He leaned back in his chair, staring out the viewport at the alien ship glowing faintly in the distance. He should have felt afraid. Instead, he felt drawn, like the stars themselves were whispering his name. A few hours later, the commander entered. "Aaron, Command wants to question you. They want to know if she did something to you, mentally or physically." He gave a tired smile. "She didn't have to. I think the connection's real." Reese frowned. "You sound like you believe her." "I don't know what to believe," he said quietly. "But when I look at her, I feel something, not fear, Not danger. Just, he hesitated. Familiarity. Like I've known her world all my life but just forgot about it. Reese sighed. You need rest. We'll figure this out in the morning. But when she left, Aaron didn't sleep. He just kept watching the stars. Suddenly, his heart began to race. He felt a surge of warmth spreading through his body. The same strange pulse as before, stronger now. The machines around the alien girl flickered. Her eyes opened, glowing brighter than ever. She reached out her hand toward him. He hesitated, then took it gently. A wave of images rushed through his mind, alien cities, twin suns, oceans of crystal light, and faces he didn't know but somehow remembered. Voices echoed inside him. Come home. Aaron gasped and pulled his hand back, trembling. The girl's glow dimmed and she fell asleep again. He sat there, shaken, breathing hard. Whatever had just happened, it wasn't a dream. Something deep within him was changing, and then the stars were no longer silent. Aaron barely slept that night. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw flashes of another world. Skies with two suns, towers made of crystal, and oceans that shone like mirrors. The strange pulse in his veins had grown stronger. It felt like something inside him was waking up. By morning, the med bay felt colder. The alien girl was still asleep, her breathing steady, her skin glowing faintly blue. Aaron sat beside her, trying to calm his racing thoughts. But then he heard it again, a voice soft and distant, echoing somewhere deep in his mind. Aaron. He looked around. The room was empty. The machines hummed quietly. Yet, the voice whispered again, Aaron, hear me? He pressed his hand to his temple. Who's there? He whispered. The reply came clearer this time. You are linked now. The bond between your blood and ours is alive. It speaks through light. Aaron stood, his heart pounding. Sarai? He asked quietly. Yes, the voice said. I can reach you through the resonance of the bond. You feel it too, don't you? The pull? He swallowed hard. I don't understand what's happening to me. Your blood is changing, she said. Your body learns to hear the song of the stars. It frightens you because your kind has never heard it before. Aaron looked out the viewport. The alien ship still floated nearby, glowing like a small moon. What do you want from me? He asked. I want you to see, she said softly, to understand what we are. You gave life to my child, and now that life calls you home. I can't just leave, he said. Earth needs me. My people need me. Sarai's voice was calm. Your people are afraid of what they do not know. You could change that fear into peace. You are the bridge between our worlds. Before Aaron could answer, the door opened suddenly. Commander Reese entered, followed by two officers. Aaron, she said sharply, you're needed in the command room. Now. He followed them silently, still shaken by the voice in his head. When they reached the bridge, the main screen showed the alien ship. The crew looked tense. Reese turned to him. We received a message. It's not from Earth Command. It's from them, Aaron frowned. From Sarai? Yes, it's directed to you. The screen flickered and Sarai appeared, her face calm, her eyes glowing like twin suns. The crew gasped softly. She looked directly at Aaron as if the others didn't exist. You feel the bond, she said. You cannot deny it. Aaron clenched his fists. What do you want me to do? Come with us, she said. Learn who you've become. If you stay here, your body will break. The resonance between us will tear you apart. Gasps spread across the bridge. Reese stepped forward. What does that mean? Sarai's expression darkened. Human blood was never meant to carry our light. But his does now. He is changing. And if he resists it, he will die. Aaron's chest tightened. You're lying, he whispered. Her voice softened. You already feel it. The pulse, the heat, the whispers. It will grow until your heart cannot hold it. Reese turned to Aaron. Don't listen. She's trying to take you. But deep down, Aaron knew Sarai was telling the truth. The strange warmth in his chest had been spreading for days. His vision sometimes flickered with colors that didn't exist. He was becoming something else. Sarai reached out through the hologram, her hand glowing. Come, Aaron, there is still time. You can live. You can understand the gift you gave. Aaron shook his head, torn between fear and curiosity. If I go with you, will there be peace? There will be understanding, she said. And from that, peace may grow. Reese slammed her hand on the console. Cut the link. The screen went black. The bridge fell silent except for the hum of engines. Reese turned to him, her eyes hard. You're not going anywhere. Do you hear me? You belong to Earth. Aaron looked at her slowly. "Do I?" he asked quietly. She hesitated, caught off guard by his tone. His eyes glowed faintly for a moment, a soft reflection of alien light. He left the command deck without another word. Later, in his cabin, Aaron stared at his reflection in the mirror. His veins shimmered faintly under the skin, glowing like thin threads of light. His breath came out in mist even though the room was warm. He touched his chest and felt 2 heartbeats, his own and another faint rhythm beneath it. Then he heard the voice again, whispering gently, "You cannot stay between worlds forever." Aaron's eyes closed. For the first time he whispered back, "I know." Outside, the alien ship began to move closer, and the horizon's alarms started to sound. The stars seemed to tremble, and Aaron felt the pulse inside him grow louder, calling him toward something he could no longer ignore. The alarms echoed across the horizon, flashing red through every corridor. The crew ran to their stations, confused and shouting over the noise. The alien ship had moved closer, too close. Commander Reese barked orders. "Raise shields. Prepare weapons, but do not fire unless attacked." Aaron stood in the middle of the chaos, watching the massive ship through the viewport. It hovered silently, glowing with silver light. No weapons, no threats. Only a quiet hum that felt alive, like it was breathing. Then the voice came again, soft but clear inside his mind. "Aaron, come to the bridge." "It's time." He pressed his palms to his temples. "Stop," he whispered. "Get out of my head," but the voice didn't leave. "You are dying, Aaron. The change cannot be stopped here. Your blood burns. You know it," and she was right. His hands were trembling. His veins glowed faintly, his skin hot to the touch. The strange light inside him was spreading faster now. Commander Reese noticed him. "Miles, are you all right?" He shook his head. "No, I think something's wrong." The medic rushed over with a scanner. The screen flickered wildly. "His blood oxygen is off the charts. Wait, this isn't right." "It's glowing?" Everyone stepped back. Aaron grabbed the edge of the console to steady himself. His heart was pounding so hard it felt like 2 rhythms inside his chest. He whispered, "She said it would happen." Reese turned sharply. "Who?" "Sarai," he said. "She told me if I stayed, this would kill me." The commander looked torn between anger and worry. "She's manipulating you." "You're not thinking straight." Aaron's voice cracked. "Then explain this." He held up his arm. Faint blue light pulsed under his skin like waves of energy. "How do you explain this?" No one spoke. Reese sighed. "We can sedate you. Try to stop whatever's happening." Aaron shook his head. "You can't stop it. It's not a disease. It's a connection." He turned toward the viewport again. The alien ship began to open like a flower, revealing a glowing tunnel of light. It stretched slowly across the void until it touched the horizon's hull. "Commander," a technician said nervously. "They're trying to dock." Reese shouted, "Lock down the airlocks. Do not let anyone in or out." But Aaron was already moving. He didn't run. He walked steadily as if something unseen guided him. The guards tried to stop him, but the moment they grabbed his arm, a shock of light threw them backward. He looked down at his glowing hands, horrified. "I didn't mean to—" The girl's voice whispered faintly in his mind. "Don't fight it, Aaron, it's the bond. You're part of us now." He took a deep breath and kept walking. The walls flickered as he passed, reacting to his presence like metal remembering warmth. By the time he reached the docking corridor, the tunnel of light had sealed itself onto the ship. The air shimmered with quiet energy. Sarai appeared at the other end, calm, radiant, and waiting. "Aaron Miles," she said softly. "The time for choice has come." He stopped a few steps away. "If I go with you, what happens to me?" "You live," she said simply. "And through you our worlds may finally understand each other." He glanced back toward the hallway. The crew stood there, weapons raised but hesitating. Commander Reese's voice broke through the noise. "Don't do this, Aaron. You walk through that light and you may never come back." He turned toward her. His face was pale but peaceful. "Maybe that's what's meant to happen. Maybe this isn't the end." Reese lowered her weapon slightly, eyes full of emotion. "You're one of us. Don't forget that," Aaron smiled faintly. "I never will." He looked at Sarai again. "But maybe being human means more than just staying on Earth." She extended her hand. "Come." He hesitated only a moment and then stepped forward. The light surrounded him warm and weightless, and the world around him dissolved. On the horizon, the tunnel closed slowly. The alien ship pulled away, vanishing into the distance. The humans watched in silence as their medic, their friend, disappeared among the stars. Commander Reese whispered softly, "Godspeed, Aaron." Far away, in the heart of the alien vessel, Aaron opened his eyes. He stood in a vast chamber filled with light and strange beauty. Sarai stood beside him, her expression calm. "Welcome home," she said. Aaron looked around, awe and fear mixing in his chest. "Home?" She nodded gently. "You have crossed the threshold between worlds. Now your real journey begins." And for the first time, Aaron felt it. Not fear, not pain, but belonging. The stars didn't seem far anymore. They felt alive, whispering his name as if they had been waiting for him all along. When Aaron opened his eyes, he was standing in a place that felt more like a dream than reality. The walls around him shimmered like flowing glass, and streams of light moved through them like rivers. The air was warm and soft, filled with a faint hum that sounded like distant music. He took a breath and then realized he didn't need his oxygen mask. The air felt alive, almost sweet. His body accepted it like it had always belonged there. Sarai stood beside him, her long hair floating as if under gentle water. "You see now," she said quietly. "The bond has changed you. You can breathe our world." Aaron looked around, amazed. Where am I?" She smiled faintly. "You stand aboard the Elysian, our home among the stars. We travel between galaxies and searching, learning, remembering who we are." He followed her down a glowing corridor that curved gently upward. Every surface pulsed with life like veins beneath skin. The ship wasn't built, it was grown. The technology felt alive. As they walked, alien figures appeared, tall, graceful beings with luminous skin and eyes that glowed softly. They looked at Aaron with curiosity but no fear. Some nodded respectfully, others smiled faintly as if welcoming him. He whispered, "They don't hate me. After what happened?" Sarai glanced at him. "Hate is not part of who we are. Conflict is the language of fear. You gave us something different, compassion." Aaron looked away, unsure what to say. The memory of the war still burned in his mind. He had seen soldiers die, cities fall, and now he was walking peacefully among those once called enemies. They entered a large chamber that opened into a panoramic view of space. Stars glittered beyond a transparent dome, and a massive planet below glowed with blue oceans and silver continents. "That is our world," Sarai said softly. "Illyria. Few humans have ever seen it." Aaron's breath caught in his throat. "It's beautiful," she nodded. "It was dying once. Radiation storms poisoned our air. Our children grew weak. We searched for answers, and then found your world. Your blood carried what ours lost long ago." He turned to her, confused. "What do you mean?" "Our evolution cost us something," she said. "To survive the void, we changed. Our bodies adapted to energy, but our essence, our ability to heal, faded. Your blood restored that balance. That is why my daughter lives. You gave her back what our kind forgot." Aaron looked down at his hands, still faintly glowing. "So that's why the bond happened." She stepped closer, her voice softer. "Yes, but it did more than heal her. It connected us, human and Illyrian, in a way that cannot be undone. You carry our light now, and she carries your strength." He met her gaze. "And you? You said I'm changing." Sarai nodded slowly. "Not into one of us, but into something new. Something between. A bridge that joins two worlds." He turned back to the stars, his heart heavy but filled with wonder. "And Earth?" "They think I'm gone forever. Perhaps not forever," she said gently. "When the time is right, you will return. Not as one of them, not as one of us, but as both." They stood in silence for a while. The stars outside drifted by like endless rivers of fire. Then from behind them, a soft, familiar voice spoke. "Mother." Aaron turned quickly. The little alien girl, alive, healthy, and glowing with gentle light, was standing at the doorway. She smiled at him, her silver eyes bright. "Hello again," Aaron said softly. She ran forward and hugged him, her small hands warm against his chest. "You came," she whispered. "I knew you would." Aaron knelt beside her. "You look better," she nodded eagerly. "The healers say your light keeps me strong." Sarai placed a hand on her daughter's head, smiling with deep affection. "Her name is Lyra," she said. "You saved her." She will never forget you. Aaron smiled back at the girl. Lyra? That's a beautiful name. Lyra giggled. It means Song of Stars, Sarai added softly. She is the first of her kind, part Illyrian, part human in spirit. As are you now. Aaron looked out the window again. I never asked for any of this, he said quietly. I know, Sarai said. But sometimes destiny is not chosen. It finds you. He sighed, a mix of sadness and awe. And what happens now? Sarai turned to face the stars. Now you learn. The bond between our worlds is fragile. There are others who will not accept it, on your world and mine. But if we are to survive together, you must understand both sides. He nodded slowly. Teach me, Sarai smiled faintly. Then let your lessons begin. The chamber lights dimmed. The floor beneath them shifted, forming glowing patterns that spiraled outward. Symbols of both human and Illyrian design intertwined, glowing brighter until the whole room felt alive. Aaron felt warmth rush through his chest, not pain, but power. Images filled his mind. Human cities, alien temples, children of both species walking together under twin suns. It was a vision, a future that could be. When the light faded, Sarai looked at him with quiet pride. You see now why I came for you. The war was never about power. It was about survival and hope. Aaron's voice was soft. Hope born from blood, she nodded. Yes, and maybe one day that hope will save both our worlds. Aaron looked once more at the stars, feeling them pulse with life. For the first time, he wasn't afraid of what was happening inside him. He finally understood. He wasn't just part of Earth anymore. He was part of something far greater, a story written among the stars. Days passed aboard the Elysian. To Aaron, time felt different here. Softer, slower, like the stars themselves breathed in rhythm with his heartbeat. He spent hours walking through the glowing halls, learning the Illyrians' ways. Their technology seemed alive, responding to thought and emotion instead of machines and code. Every surface shimmered with quiet purpose. Every being he met treated him with curious respect, though some looked at him with suspicion. Sarai had kept her promise. She taught him their language, their history, and their pain. He learned how the Illyrians once lived in harmony until their world began to decay. Their evolution into beings of light saved them, but at a cost. Their emotions faded. They became logical, calm, distant, until Lyra was born weak, and until a human's blood brought warmth back to their race. But not everyone saw Aaron as a savior. One morning, Sarai led him into a vast chamber filled with towering figures and the Illyrian High Council. Their bodies glowed more brightly than anyone he had seen before, their presence heavy like the silence before a storm. They spoke in soft, echoing tones. You are the human called Aaron Miles, one said. The one who shares our essence. Aaron bowed his head slightly. Yes, I didn't mean for it to happen, but I want to understand it. Another council member stepped forward. His eyes glowed a deep gold and his voice was sharp. Understanding is not enough. You are a threat to the balance of our kind. Your blood carries chaos, emotion, unpredictability, impulse. If the bond spreads, it could undo what we have built for centuries. Sarai's tone turned firm. He is not a threat. He is proof that coexistence is possible. The golden-eyed Illyrian turned to her. You speak with your heart, Sarai, but hearts destroy logic. You would risk all Illyria for one human? Sarai raised her chin proudly. For one who saved my child, yes. The council murmured softly, their lights flickering with unease. Aaron stepped forward. If I may speak. All eyes turned to him. I didn't come here to cause harm, he said. When I gave my blood, I wasn't thinking of power or peace. I was thinking of life, a child who didn't deserve to die. If that act threatens you, maybe it's not me who's dangerous. The room fell silent. His words echoed in the vast chamber. The golden-eyed Illyrian tilted his head. Your courage is noted, but emotion blinds you. Already your body changes, our energy flows within you. You cannot stay human nor become Illyrian. You are something else. That makes you unpredictable. Sarai's voice rose. He is the bridge. He carries the light of both our worlds. But another voice interrupted, cold and deep. A bridge can also break. The chamber dimmed as the council's decision hung in the air. We cannot allow the bond to spread unchecked, the leader said. The human must be contained or destroyed. Aaron's heart dropped. Destroyed? Sarai stepped in front of him. You will not touch him. The leader's tone darkened. You risk exile, Sarai. Then exile me, she said without hesitation. I will protect him. The lights in the room pulsed violently, reacting to their emotions. The air trembled with energy. Finally, the council leader raised a hand and the glow faded. So be it, he said. You and the human will leave Illyrian space before the next cycle. The bond is not to be shared further. If you return, we will not show mercy. Sarai lowered her head slightly but did not argue. She turned to Aaron, her expression unreadable. Come, we must go. As they left the chamber, Aaron whispered, I didn't mean for this. I didn't want to cause more division. Sarai looked at him sadly. Change always brings fear. The council sees only danger where I see hope. They returned to the ship's observation deck where Lyra was waiting. She ran to Aaron and hugged him tightly. They said you were bad, she said softly. You're not bad. Aaron knelt down and smiled faintly. Thank you, Lyra, but it seems not everyone agrees with you. Sarai touched his shoulder. We will leave this place soon, but there is something you must know before we go. Aaron looked up at her, confusion in his eyes. What is it? She hesitated, then spoke quietly. The bond you carry is growing stronger. It connects not only you and Lyra, but our worlds. If you return to Earth, it will follow you. He frowned. Follow me? You mean it could spread? Yes, she said. Through your blood, through touch, through life itself. Humanity may change as we did, unless you learn to control it. Aaron stepped back, shaken. So I'm not just connected to you? I'm carrying something that could transform everyone? Sarai nodded slowly. Yes, and that is why we must find a way to contain it before the council decides to end it. And you, forever. Aaron stared out at the stars, the weight of her words sinking deep into his chest. The light in his veins pulsed brighter than ever. He whispered, Then we'd better find a way fast. Sarai placed a hand over his heart. We will, together. Outside, the stars burned quietly, watching as two lives once enemies stood on the edge of a decision that could reshape both their worlds. The stars shimmered in silence as the Elysian drifted beyond the edge of Illyrian space. Behind them, the homeworld glowed faintly, growing smaller and smaller until it was only a memory. Aaron stood at the window watching the stars. His reflection glowed faintly, veins of soft blue light tracing beneath his skin. He could feel the energy pulsing inside him, warm and alive, but heavy too. It wasn't just part of him anymore. It was him. Sarai approached quietly. You haven't slept, she said gently. Aaron smiled weakly. It's hard to sleep when your blood feels like lightning. She stepped beside him, her eyes calm. You are learning to contain it, but it is still growing. The bond between you, Lyra, and our world is spreading deeper. You are the first to carry it fully. Aaron turned toward her. And the council. They'll come after us, won't they? Sarai nodded. Yes, they fear what they don't understand. They think the bond is a disease. He looked down. Maybe they're right. What if I go back to Earth and this changes everyone? Sarai placed her hand on his arm. Then you must decide how it is used. The bond itself is not evil. It is energy shaped by the heart of the one who carries it. If your heart seeks peace, it will bring peace, he met her gaze. And if it doesn't? Then it will bring destruction, she said softly. That is why I chose you. Because your heart already chose life. Before Aaron could answer, the ship shook violently. Red lights flashed across the walls. A deep hum filled the air. Lyra ran into the chamber, frightened. Mother, they found us. Sarai looked up at the ceiling, her expression hardening. The council's ships. They're faster than I expected. Aaron's pulse quickened. They're coming for me. No, Sarai said. They're coming for what's inside you. The ship trembled again as energy blasts struck the hull. Sarai shouted orders in her native tongue. The crew moved quickly, guiding the ship toward a nearby wormhole, a swirling tunnel of silver and blue light. Lyra clung to Aaron's leg. They'll hurt you, she said, tears glowing in her eyes. He knelt and held her close. Not if I can help it. Sarai touched a control panel and the walls rippled like water. Aaron, the wormhole leads back toward your world. If we cross it, the Illyrians cannot follow. But once you go through, you may never return. Aaron looked between Sarai and Lyra. And you? We will stay, Sarai said. Our people need to see what I have seen. Someday they will understand. Aaron shook his head. I can't just leave you both. Sarai's voice softened. You must. You carry the future now. Your blood holds the key to both worlds. You are the bridge, and a bridge must stand between, not on one side. He hesitated, tears burning in his eyes. I never asked for this. No one ever does, she said, smiling faintly. But destiny rarely asks permission. The ship shook again, harder this time. The wormhole opened fully, its light filling the chamber. Lyra reached out her hand, glowing brighter than ever. Promise you'll come back, she whispered. Aaron smiled through the pain in his chest. I promise, someday. Sarai placed her hand on his shoulder. Go now, before the stars choose for you. Aaron looked one last time at them, the alien mother and the child who had changed everything. Then he turned toward the light. His body trembled as the energy inside him pulsed wildly, responding to the wormhole's pull. He took a deep breath and stepped forward. The moment he entered the light, everything exploded, like sound, color, memory, and emotion all blending together. He saw Earth, the war, Lyra's smile, Sarai's eyes, and the endless stars all merging into one heartbeat. When the light faded, he was falling, through clouds, through air. Through silence, he crashed into the ocean with a thunderous splash. Hours later, rescuers found him, unconscious but alive, washed up on the coast near the old spaceport. His body glowed faintly under the sun before the light slowly faded. When he woke up, doctors surrounded him, asking questions he couldn't answer. His blood tests showed something they couldn't explain, human but not entirely. Aaron only smiled. It's complicated, he said quietly. Days turned into weeks. He stayed hidden, writing down everything he remembered. The Illyrians, their world, the bond. Sometimes when he looked at the night sky, he could still hear Lyra's laughter and feel Sarai's presence like a whisper in the stars. One night, he pricked his finger accidentally. A single drop of blood fell on the table and glowed softly. Just for a second before fading away, Aaron watched it. His heart calm. He knew what it meant. The bridge still lived. Maybe someday, humanity would find the Illyrians again, not as enemies, but as kin. And when that day came, they would know the truth, that a single act of kindness, a single drop of blood could change the destiny of two worlds. Aaron looked up at the stars one last time and whispered, I kept my promise. The stars shimmered in reply. And far away, beyond galaxies and time, a small alien girl smiled in her sleep, her heart beating in perfect rhythm with his.